You know that very depressing feeling you get when you finish a show because it's finally over? Well, imagine that 10 times worse because that's how I felt watching Cyberpunk Edgerunners. This right here is another amazing anime show, and my god, was it a freaking ride, man. Amazing action, beautiful music, insane story, and let's just get into the video, man. If you're new here, we create banging anime videos from breakdowns, recommendations, news, and relating anime to real life. We do it all here. Let's get this video started. Introducing the world of Cyberpunk. The way this is the smallest anime I have ever watched, but was able to get me this fully invested into the characters and story is very impressive. This show sits at one season with 10 episodes, and it was such a great experience. This is the first time I consumed Cyberpunk media. I believe you don't need to see anything prior for this, which is really good to know. This story setting, vibe, and concepts of technology is honestly so intriguing and cool. I really like Night City, which is the setting of this story. We see these insane skyscrapers with cool lights, adds to their holograms, and a lot of other futuristic things. The technological advancement this story has is insane. Being able to buy pieces of tech to install into your body, or buying a new fresh set of lungs, like if it's as easy as going to buy candy at the store. But enough with me being nerdy and geeking out. Let's meet our main character. Spoiler warnings for episode 1 of Cyberpunk. If you've already seen the show, skip to this time so you can see my thoughts on it. David Martinez is a gifted student that is attending a very prestigious school. This is a really expensive school to attend, and David's mother is seen working some long and hard shifts to keep him to attend. Because David does not come from wealth, he gets picked a lot at school. Because of their struggle financially, David tries to get equipment from school by himself so he does not stress his mom for even more money. He acquires this equipment, but it ends up being very faulty and disrupts the class to the point where I think he ends up destroying all the equipment the students own. His mother gets called to the principal's office about David's destruction, and his mother says she will end up paying for all the damages. David, of course, is very shocked because where are they gonna get this money from? On the car ride back home, David and his mother have a very long and tough conversation. David says he does not want to continue to go to school because he doesn't fit in with the other people, and the finances are just ridiculous to keep up with. His mother, disappointed, starts crying because of all the hard work she has put in for her son to say no more school. He feels bad and says, completely forget what I just said, I'm gonna continue going to school even though he doesn't really want to. The conversation doesn't really end, but a group of Edgerunners shoot a gun through their window, trying to hit a car across from them. I have no idea how they survive this, but fuck it. The gang proceeds to follow the car they're targeting, and a bunch of explosions start happening, causing David and his mother to get in a very serious car crash. David wakes up and sees his mother outside of the car, and he's relieved because the paramedics arrive. But guess what? Apparently they are not high priority, basically meaning they aren't rich enough, so they don't save his mom immediately, and they just leave her there. Eventually David wakes up and his mom survives a surgery. He tries to see her, but again, financial limitations come. They don't allow him to see her because they don't have that package plan. Bullshit. He gets jumped by his school bullies because the tech they have is so advanced and he doesn't have that type of stuff. After having a shitty day, he goes back to the hospital to find his mother passed away because the insurance package they had could not provide more medicine for her. In a slump, David breaks back into his home because they get kicked out and goes through his mother's possessions, finding something really valuable. A military tech, Sand Deviston. I like to think of this tech like exosuits from Advanced Warfare, except to use them, well, you have to get them surgically placed into you, which is a very bloody and painful process. But this type of tech can make you very strong and fast, but it is very tough on the body, especially the specific military grade type that David finds. People say just using this once can kill somebody if their body cannot handle the cybernetics. David has nothing to lose anymore. His mother is gone, and he decides he wants to get this Sand Devistan on his back to completely change his life forever. This is what I enjoy about Cyberpunk Edgerunners. David meets a group of Edgerunners. They are mercenaries that take on very risky jobs that can kill you at any moment, but the pay is really good. Trying to back that up. The pay is really good, but you can just die at any moment. Maine is the leader of this group that David meets, and he takes David on as an apprentice to the job. He slowly shows him the ropes and is a very great leader to everybody. He makes sure everyone gets paid equally for the job. He makes sure there are jobs to do, and he makes sure everyone is safe and alive at the end of every single job. In my opinion, I would even say he's the parent for David in a sense, and I really like his character. Rebecca's the loud and very explosive one in the group, and honestly, I thought she was going to be very annoying, but I was mistaken. She's actually the comedic relief in the show, and as well as the batshit crazy one. She also has a little crush on David, but sadly never tells him because of Lucy. Lucy is the first Edgerunner David meets in the group. They have a very interesting relationship. You can clearly see some chemistry there, if you know what I mean. But then she sells him out to this group of Edgerunners like I'm talking about. Slowly, and I mean very slowly, her and David end up getting close and have a lot of heart-to-hearts. With these heart-to-hearts, we see once someone starts this lifestyle of being an Edgerunner, they may never be able to leave it or die doing it. One of the ways they can die is by cyberpsychosis. This is one of the coolest concepts this story introduces. Cyberpsychosis occurs when someone goes through a lot of transplants of cybertech, like weapons, the device David has on his back, or basically anything tech. The tech makes you very strong, but if it's too much for your body to handle, eventually your mind will start to lose itself slowly. You end up hallucinating the things that have stuck with you during your life, and eventually the police have to kill you to prevent innocents from dying, because you'll literally just end up killing innocent people for no reason in this state of cyberpsychosis. But you see, the world of cyberpunk is very harsh and cruel to everyone that does not come from money. We see David's school demand an absurd amount of money to attend, and a lot of people will have no choice but to enter this dangerous lifestyle of being a cyberpunk or edgerunner. The money is really good, but I would say about 95% of the time, people die doing this job. It's a very corrupt world with this money issue, but that's not the only thing corrupt in cyberpunk. Faraday, who is voiced by Giancarlo, is a very ruthless fixer who works for Militech. Militech is a large corporation that creates the best and newest tech to sell to the public, and a fixer is someone that gives illegal operations to the Edgerunners with pay, of course. Faraday hires Maine and his crew to conduct these jobs that usually involve them performing corporate espionage against Arasaka, another tech company. His character is honestly very fucking aggravating. I was literally slamming my keyboard typing this because the operations he gives always hide a lot of details from the group, and he's very sketchy. Later we see how much of a messed up man he is, but you know he's a great villain if he makes you aggravated. The combination of atmosphere, story, and characters for the show was just amazing. I finished the show a couple weeks ago, and man, it is still sticking with me. Like I mentioned before, this is the shortest anime I've ever seen, and yet left such an impact on me. The vibrant colors of the city, the action-packed scenes with gore, with David experiencing his new lifestyle, it is so compelling and amazing. I highly recommend Cyberpunk Edgerunners to any type of anime person. If you have seen over 100 anime, 10 or 50, or if this is going to be your first one, you will not be disappointed. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy, subscribe for weekly anime videos. I have been your host, HR Godspeed, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Have a great day, and peace.